श्री गुरु गौरांग गिरिधारी शिष्य राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरन मोहन जू की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशुमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशुमार भक्तिवेदांत साई महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिष्मार भक्ति श्रील भक्ति प्रमोद पुरी गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिष्मार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिष्मार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपादेर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद नित्यल प्रविष्ट महाभगवत श्री गौर किशोरदास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्ट श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्यल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुग गौरीय गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंद श्याम कुंद की जय। श्री मुन देवी गंग देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योगमाय की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। A life of devotion की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Vrinda, oh, sorry, oh my god, that's what I do at the end. Okay, so, sorry, habit. Haribo, Krishnamai Didi. And let's see who's here on YouTube and Facebook. 1 second, just opening it up. Okay, I see there are 2 people watching there, but I'll only see your name once you write a comment. So, pranams to both of you who are watching there. Alright, so we are continuing on with this wonderful book, A Life of Devotion, written by Srimati Devamayī Mātājī, the official biography of Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Mahārāja. So I'm going to share my screen now. Let's see. Okay. Hari Bol Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Okay. So we'll start by reciting Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Mahārāja's Pranam mantra, but 1 second, I just want to drink. Oh, Hari Bol Mahi Bharth Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Hari Krishna. Wow, we have 4 Śrīla Prabhupada disciples with us already. Okay. Shishi Guru Gorango Jayataha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Gora Prishtaya Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Pramodaya Puri Gosvāmi Namine Divya Jnana Pradatre Cha Prabhave Janma Janmani Jnana Vairagya Dehaya Shastra Siddhanta Sangvide Patitanam Samudhare Yati Veshadharaya Vai Pracharachara Karye Cha Ya Gurukaya Sarvada yatodhavasya kumarad bhagavararchane rati vaishnavanam sarve kritye dakshata paramathatha. I worship with deep adoration my gracious beloved Divine Master, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Vishnupad, the most dear associate of His Lordship, Shri Gaurasundar. I humbly offer my prostrated obeisances unto the lotus feet of Him who perpetually illuminates this dark world with the radiance of transcendental knowledge, who is the dearly beloved sovereign of my life, birth after birth, who is the veritable embodiment of sacred knowledge and renunciation, and the personification of all scriptural testimony. I offer obeisances to Him who has adorned Himself in the august robes of a mendicant to kindly redeem the fallen souls. Unto He who is forever vigilant in both the practice and preaching of the Bhagavat Dharma. I offer obeisances to Him in whom was manifest from childhood the divine loving attachment to the holy service of Lord Shri Krishna, just as was found in Shri Uddhav, and who thus possesses a wonderful proficiency in all devotional rites of the Vaishnavas. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Okay. Oh, and thanks for writing a comment on Facebook and YouTube, Rukmini Didi. That actually really helps with anybody. If you're there, when you write a comment, it helps with the algorithm. Like, it makes YouTube and Facebook say, oh, okay, people like this, people are engaging with it, and it makes them spread it around further. So yeah, it's really helpful when you do that. Okay. So we left off with, let me just check really quick. I think I wrote it in the comments yesterday. 241. Okay, 241 in the PDF. Page 215 in the book. So let me go there. 241. Also, if anybody wants the PDF for this, you can find it in our Gaudiya Kirtan, in the Chaitanya Bhagavat Daily Reading WhatsApp group. And if you're not there and you want me to send you the book, like if you're not in the WhatsApp group, then you can just send me a message on Facebook Messenger or anywhere, and then I can send you the PDF. And if you're ever going through Kolkata, you can, and actually I think we'll have more copies here in Mayapur also, so you can pick a copy here. Okay. So okay, so yesterday we ended with, what was it? Vaishnav Seva. Vaishnav Seva, yes. And now today we are continuing on from his Vyas Puja festival. Okay. The holy and joyous festivals of Shri Vyasa Puja. Haribo Vidyalala Sadidi. Okay. In 1997, Yashoda Didi arrived at Mayapur the day before Srila Purī Mahāraja's Vyas Puja. She was very eager to do some service, so she approached Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj and submitted her humble wish to decorate the Vyasasan. It proved to be a challenging service for her because there was not much time left to decorate the Vyasasan according to the elaborate detailed plan she had in mind. In the market of Navadvip, she had to try very hard to find a particular orange cloth. Among other things, she also got white saris for all the women disciples who were going to blow the conch shells when Srila Guru Maharaj would go to sit on the Vyasasan. That's very neat. So she worked all day and all night without food or drink. The next day, everything looked beautiful, and every detail of the festival was carried out meticulously. Such enthusiasm comes naturally to the hearts of not only Mahāraja's own disciples, but also of his godbrothers. The whole of Mayapur is joyous because it is Srila Purī Mahāraja's Vyas Puja, a universal cause for rejoicing not only all over Mayapur, but in fact in all the Gaudiya Vaishnav communities. Ever since the founding of Sri Gopinath Gaudiya Math, Srila Purī Mahāraja's disciples had been arranging grand festivals on the most auspicious occasion of his appearance day, or Sri Vyas Puja. I was there for that one in 1997 Vyas Puja. I was 8 years old then. All his godbrothers, who are still manifested in this world, love to join the holy festival and glorify a pure devotee. Representatives from all of the other Gaudiya Maths and some of the present acharyas, such as His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Maharaj, come to grace the occasion. Many dignitaries and famous personalities also come to speak. Srila Purī Mahāraja's oldest living godbrother, Param Pujapad Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Maharaj, is always requested to preside, that is, to be the Sabhapati. On this holy occasion, Vaishnavas from all the Gaudiya Maths and ISKCON come in a spirit of unity to join a Vaishnav festival. The prevailing mood of joy and mutual affection and respect nurtures the Gaudiya mission of Srila Prabhupada. Every year the festival is getting bigger and bigger. Some congregation members who are very close to Srila Purī Maharaj, such as Upendra Singh, substantially contribute money for these festivals. Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj sends buses to different areas to bring devotees from different mats and arranges to accommodate them in various guest houses. Srila Purī Maharaja's main concern is that the Vaishnav guest be treated with utmost respect and care. If he finds that his seat is higher than others, then he expresses his displeasure and apologizes on the microphone, saying his disciples do not understand what he wants. When his godbrother's disciples glorify him, he says they are actually his Shiksha Gurus, and he has many things to learn from them. On one Vyas Puja, in a grand meeting in Mayapur, he said, "Whatever honor you are giving me is actually directed to Srila Prabhupada. I am only a dog sitting at the lotus feet of my Gurudev. My speaking is like a dog barking. When you are throwing flowers, they are meant for Srila Prabhupada. But since I'm sitting in front of him, some are falling on me. Like a dog, I am praying to all you Vaishnavas. Please give me your blessings that in my old age, I will give up my pride and serve my Lord." As he was saying these words among thousands of Vaishnavas who came from all the different mats, his voice was trembling with emotion, and practically everyone there was crying. Previously, he had begged for forgiveness from all the Vaishnavas, including the cats and dogs of the mat. Srila Purī Maharaja's 100th birthday was celebrated in Sri Jagannath Dham in 1998. I thought I was there for his centennial in 1997. His centennial was in 1998? Huh. That's so... I was sure that I was there for the 100th Vyas Puja. Anyways, that's interesting.
He appeared in 1898, but sometimes in Indian counting, one counts the appearance day as the first year, like that when one appears one is already 1 year old.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, and I guess if you're considering it's like your birthday, because the day you took birth is your first birthday. That makes sense, actually. It is the day you took birth, birthday. Yeah, okay. So Srila Purī Maharaja's 100th birthday was... Okay, that makes sense. the 100th day of taking birth, was celebrated in Sri Jagannath Dham in 1998, and again Vaishnavas came from all over India and all over the world. The king of Orissa and the chief minister of Orissa also came to pay their respects. Srila Purī Mahārāja greeted them with Swasti Vachan, prayers for well-being, and they were presented with books. The Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he sent a letter expressing his appreciation of Srila Purī Mahārāja's mission and extending his goodwill. Wow, that's big time, the Prime Minister of India. Because in India, the Prime Minister is the main, he's the biggest person, not the president. Kshetra Sannyas in Purī. At the end of his Vyas Puja festival in Mayapur, Srila Purī Mahārāja declared that he was going to take Kshetra Sannyas in Jagannath Puri and would not leave Puri Dham anymore. Some devotees are happy that Mahārāja is residing in Puri since his health improves there. But Srila Purī Mahārāja lives in Puri because of his special internal connection with Lord Jagannath. Previously, when he would sing and dance in front of Lord Jagannath's chariot, he would be beside himself with loving devotion for Lord Jagannath. The pandas would be enchanted by his kirtan and would pick him up on the chariot. Actually, there's an explanation. Srila Bhakti Bhakti Gosvāmī Maharaj said that when he was chanting in front of Jagannath's chariot, one time a thief, he was singing and dancing in front of Jagannath's chariot, and a thief came and stole money from his money bag, and he was so absorbed in the kirtan that he didn't notice. But one sannyasi there, he noticed, and he caught the thief, and then he said, "Maharaj, I caught the thief! Look, here's the thief, he's tried to steal your money." And then, I think it was Srila Bhakti Puri Goswami Maharaj, he chastised the sannyasi, and the sannyasi was really disturbed about that. And then later, I think I might be getting the story a little bit wrong, but I think later on, Srila Bhakti Puri Goswami Maharaj said that the bhav that I'm feeling now, like this opportunity, yes, what I'm feeling now, this experience of chanting and dancing in front of Lord Jagannath's chariot, might not ever come again. This is a unique opportunity, but money, this will come and go all the time. But this experience, this time being in front of Jagannath is more valuable than all the money in the world. Well, I mean, he didn't say that exactly, but that was the point. Okay, so in a recent conversation, yes.
On the thing, Bhakti Bhakti Gosvāmī Maharaj described this episode, and he was reciting that famous verse, "Now I have regained the Lord of my life." It's Radharani's.
Yes.
And so his mood was so deep in that, and so ecstatic, and so were all other sannyasis around him. They had that mood, and so when I think it was a brahmachari, maybe you're right about sannyas, but he kept on trying to, tell them that, this had happened. He finally, he was upset. He said, "No, why are you doing this? Money will come, money will go. But this mood, we know, who knows when we'll get that back." So that was most important. And so the Bhakti Bhakti Maharaj mentions how he, and you read this, that he will pay equal importance and thinking if somebody gave 1 rupee or somebody gave a lot of money, that it was all coming from his spiritual master. But in this case, I'm thinking, well, he didn't care about the money. But Bhakti Bhakti Maharaj says, when there is a higher service, one should go for the higher service, and the higher service was that this mood had come into him, and so that was kind of is there in the homage by Bhakti Bharati Maharaj, and I thought it was. I hope you don't mind, me trying to clarify it.
Thank you so much. No. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Yes.
Because
madana dahane juri ghenu. So that was the mood that he was absorbed in. And that mood. Thank you. No, please. That was really nice. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. No, that Bhakti Bharati Maharaj said, well, in this case, you might think, why he, was so humble and he pays so much attention, so care that any penny, anything that will come, he would take it as sent by his Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. And why in this case he didn't care? So he clarified it, that the service was higher. When one, there are types of devotional service, but this one attaining that mood, and all around him too, the sannyasis were like, everybody was so ecstatic because he kept reciting this verse. He said, then in that case, that service is higher, and someone can then neglect the other one.
Yes.
So he said, money can come, money can go, but money will come and go. But this mood, who knows if we'll be able to get it again.
Wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Yeah.
In a recent conversation, he said, I did not come here to Purī because it is physically good for me. I came here because this place is Lord Jagannath's place, and Sriman Mahaprabhu came here to play his pastimes. The last 12 years, he was in the Gambhīra, absorbed in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Kaha Krishna Prananath Murali Vadan, Kaha Koro Kaha Pao Vrajendra Nandan, Kaha Re Kohibo Keba Jane Mor Dukh, Vrajendra Nandano Bino Phate Mor Buk. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 2, verses 15 to 16. Where is the Lord of my life, who is playing his flute? What shall I do now? Where shall I go to find the son of Mahārāja Nanda? To whom should I speak? Who can understand my pain? Without the son of Nanda Maharaj, my heart is broken. So this is the mood of Mahaprabhu for the last 12 years, his last 12 years, when he was in the Gambhīra, this mood of Radharani. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Puri Goswami says, Baba, now you see, this is how Mahaprabhu's heart broke. We can say many things verbally, but Mahaprabhu cried with his heart breaking. Oh, how he cried! Even the sand on the beach was washed away by his tears. This is not imaginary. What Srila Kaviraj Goswami wrote had been witnessed by others. He heard this from Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, who heard it from Sri Sarup Damodar Goswami, who had witnessed it. Murari Gupta also wrote about this in his diary after witnessing it. I see that all the three holy dhams, Rajmandal, Gauramandal, and Kshetramandal, Jagannath Puri, are existing here. This is my thought. I could not live in Vraj. I think Rajmandal is also here, and Mahaprabhu has played the pastimes of Vraj here. And Shri Gaura Mandala Bhumi, Jeba Jane Chintamani, Tar Hoy Vraja Bhumi Vas. That's from Prarthana, from Salvaran Gaura Mahima, verse 3. One who knows Gauramandal, Navadvip, to be non-different from Chintamani, Goloka, can live in Vrajbhumi, in Vrindavan. I do not know when it will happen to me. Mahaprabhu knows. So he ended. I do not know when it will happen to me. Mahaprabhu knows. One second. Hari Bol Raseshwari Mātājī. Srila Purī Mahārāja is always absorbed in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath. When devotees see him, he asks them if they have been to the Jagannath temple. Oh, one second. Oh, Rukmini said, I think this story is in the book somewhere. Cool. So Srila Purī Mahārāja is always absorbed in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu and Lord Jagannath. When devotees see him, he asks them if they have been to the Jagannath temple. Then he talks about it as if he himself is in a temple. He instructs everyone to buy the book Lord Jagannath's Temple in Purī. If his disciples bring him Jagannath Prasad, he starts talking about Lord Jagannath for a long time. Shri Gopinath Prabhu remembers, I was resting at night in Srila Guru Maharaja's room, and Guru Maharaj was resting on his bed. Even while resting, I had to be a little bit alert. Guru Maharaj might need something and I would have to give it to him, or he might say something and I'd have to ask him about it. All of a sudden, after midnight, I heard Guru Maharaj saying something. So I woke up and asked Maharaj, Maharaj, did you say something to me? Guru Maharaj responded, I am not saying anything to you. I am talking to Lord Jagannath. So I fell silent. The next day, I told Guru Maharaj, I committed an offense at your lotus feet last night. You were speaking to Lord Jagannath and I interrupted you. Then Guru Maharaj said, Whatever happens to me, I tell Lord Jagannath about it. It's beautiful. Whatever happens to me, I tell Lord Jagannath about it. Okay. Parikrama on foot and in the heart. Srila Purī Mahārāja used to be known for his participation in Parikrama. He never missed one Rajmandal Parikrama or Navadvip Dham Parikrama until 1987. He would always go on foot, and he would also fast until the end of the day. After 1987, when he was 89 years old, his disciples requested him not to go through so much physical stress anymore due to his advanced age. Wow, 89 years old. Up to that point, he's going every year by foot on Vrajmandal Parikrama and Navadvip Dham Parikrama. In Puri, his disciples took him in a wheelchair to see Lord Jagannath as late as 1997. Shripad when he was 100 years old. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu wrote about this in his diary. On the day of Snan Yatra, Singhaniya Mahashai took Srila Guru Maharaj, accompanied by some of his disciples, to the temple of Lord Jagannath in his car. The car was packed outside the west gate of the temple, and Srila Guru Maharaj's disciples took him inside, where he had darshan of Shri Shri Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. That day, after he was brought back to our mat, I noticed he was up even at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I said, Srila Guru Maharaj, you haven't gone to sleep. I know it was a lot of physical stress for you. Perhaps you have a lot of aches and pains. Srila Guru Maharaj said, I am very happy I had the darshan of Lord Jagannath. How beautiful he looked. Thinking of that, I am in ecstasy. So he was up the whole night because he was just still buzzing from the Jagannath darshan. Wow. Then I noticed that Srila Guru Maharaj was in a blissful trance. All night he sometimes laughed, sometimes mumbled something. That same year, on Guru Purnima Day, at his request, we took him to our temple downstairs. He took darshan of Srila Prabhupada and all the other deities, and worships them with flowers. Later, he installed a deity of Lord Shiva after worshipping that deity. After the day of Sri Govardhan Puja, Srila Guru Maharaj said, Please take me to the temple today. I want to see Lord Jagannath. So we took him in a wheelchair to the temple. After the arati, Maharaj started crying while touching Sri Giridhari, and prayed with great earnestness, O Prabhupada, O Giridhari, O Jagannath, O Radha Madan Mohan, please be merciful to us and let there be a beautiful temple for you, and so on, etc. That was from Gopinath Prabhu's diary, right? I think so, yeah. Okay. Now that Srila Purī Mahārāja has not been going to the temple so much anymore, he sometimes tells Sri Gopinath Prabhu in the morning that he has gone on this or that parikrama the previous night. Frequently, his disciples can hear him staying up very late at night chanting. No one knows when he goes to sleep. It seems some nights he does not go to sleep at all, and then he says, I have been on a parikrama. Wow, that's beautiful. I remember hearing some quote of my Gurudev. Somebody said, "Oh Gurudev, for some reason when I chant is when my mind wanders the most. Like that's when my mind becomes most like that's when my mind wanders the most." And then my Gurudev said, "That's no problem. My mind also wanders when I chant. Sometimes to Radhakund, sometimes to Shamakund, sometimes to Giriraj Govardhan, sometimes that's no problem that the mind wanders." But yeah, we see up to the age of 89 doing parikrama every year. You can imagine how established all the holy places were. How you could do full parikrama just by mind. Manasa Seva. And much deeper than that, he was actually in the holy places in eternal Raj Leela. So, okay, Manasa Seva. Sriman Mahaprabhu instructed Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, Gramya katha na shunibe, grama vartana kahibe, bhalo na khaibe, ar bhalo na poribe, amani manada hoya, Krishna nama sadalobe, Vraje Radha Krishna Seva Manase Koribe. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, Chapter 6, verses 235 to 236. So Mahaprabhu instructed Raghunath Das Goswami, do not talk unnecessarily about trivial things, nor hear such things. You should not eat very palatable food, nor should you dress very nicely. Do not expect honor, but offer all respect to others. Always chant the holy name of Lord Krishna, and within your mind render service to Radha and Krishna in Vrindavan. Srila Purī Mahārāja has taught this instruction of Sriman Mahaprabhu through his own conduct. The last line of this verse refers to Manasa Seva, devotional service rendered in the mind. An example of this is given in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita when Sri Nrsimha Brahmachari mentally cleaned and decorated the road to Vrindavan for Sriman Mahaprabhu. When Srila Purī Mahārāja started playing his pastime of old age, he displayed another jewel of devotional service, his amazing pastime of Manasa Seva. To all those present around him, it seems as real as his visible seva. So Srila Purī Mahārāja's life is like an infinite ocean of devotional service, whose waves never stop washing the shores of this material plane. One moment he will say, "Today I went to the Garbha Mandir, the inner chamber of the temple, and looked at everything. Please ask the pujari to keep it cleaner." Another moment he'll say, "What time is it now? I just finished offering bhog to the deities with everything everyone has cooked." He says these things only to a few intimate disciples. It would seem that Srila Purī Mahārāja is sometimes deeply absorbed in his internal mood. But at other times, perhaps even an hour later, he will call his disciples and make very detailed plans for upcoming festivals. He does not forget any details, nor does he forget any instructions he has previously given. So you better follow them. He's not going to forget about it. So he will ask questions and make sure everything has been done according to his instructions. He remembers better than anyone else all the minute details of devotional service, as well as mat management. Every day in the morning, and again late in the evening, he will ask if anyone called on the phone and if there is any news from any other mat. In the footsteps of Sri Raghunath. There is one thing that Srila Purī Maharaj does not like to do. What is that? That is to take rest. Does not like taking rest. Whenever his disciples hope he is taking rest, they find out he is taking the holy name. He's chanting Harinam. Thus he reminds them of Sriman Mahaprabhu's instruction to Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Night and day he takes Krishna Nam, being Amani, not desiring honor for himself, and Manada, rendering all honor to others. By seeing Srila Purī Maharaj's humility, one can have some understanding of what humility is. He frequently refers to himself with such phrases as a stupid fool, a conditioned soul, or something worse. His humility is genuine and spontaneous. He never thinks he deserves any honor, but is always giving honor to others. When his disciples give him clothing, he inspects it and finds it too fine for his status. So he asks, "Why are you buying such nice clothes for me?" Then his disciples might say, "We did not buy it. So-and-so gave it to you." Then he would reply, "But it is too nice anyway," and so forth. If his disciples give him chana, curd to eat, he asks, "How much milk was needed to make this chana? What is the cost of the milk? Why are you spending so much money on me?" If a guest asks, "How are you, Mahārāja?" he replies, "Don't even ask about me. I have become completely useless. I'm just consuming their food." If his disciples bring him fried chipped rice, he remembers how much Srila Prabhupada used to like fried chipped rice, and he keeps talking about Srila Prabhupada. I really like that point that Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami mentioned about humility comes because it comes from one's absorption in their object of service, and because they're seeing themselves in relation to their object of service, who's like Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami always kept his focus on Rupa and Raghunath. So because he's always absorbed in them, compared to them, he felt himself completely insignificant, like nothing. And so that's where real humility comes from. So one day they brought him some poshtabara, some fried poppy seed balls, and he said, "If you give me such opulent prasad, I will stop eating altogether." Haribol Surevi Didi. As far as Gramya Katha, trivial talk, is concerned, remember we're going through this the instructions of Mahaprabhu to Raghunath Das Goswami. So, bhalo na kaibe, bhalo na poribe, and Gramya Katha na shunibe. So as far as Gramya Katha, trivial talk, is concerned, no one has heard him talking about anything other than Hari Katha, and no one has seen him reading anything other than scripture, even since he came to the Gaudiya Mat when he was very young. Indeed, it is impossible to talk or think of anything. Indeed, it is impossible to talk or think of anything other than Hari Katha in his presence. Srila Purī Maharaj has never concerned himself with contemporary social, economic, or political events. The world has changed around him, but he has never. The world has changed around him, but he has never changed. Yet he is deeply compassionate towards every living entity with whom he comes in contact, and he is also concerned about their ultimate spiritual destiny. People in this world may find it incredible that Srila Purī Mahārāja has lived almost the whole span of the 20th century. Yet he has not seen a movie or watched television. Even when he was in his late 80s, when he was already a world-renowned acharya, he did not want to ride in a car if he could travel by tram or bus or train. A car was too opulent for him. He'd rather just take the public transportation, a bus or a train, a tram. He said to his disciples, "People are donating money to me, not so that I can spend it for some luxury, but so that I will spend it for my deities and their temple." Western devotees who go to India, having heard of Srila Purī Mahārāja from others, are amazed to see how easily accessible he is, and how small and simple his room is, with a bed, a bedside table, a bookshelf, and an almirah. A chair or two will be outside on the veranda. But other than that, there's nothing else. It's very simple. There's always a disciple in the room or close by, but there's no entourage of disciples surrounding him, and he won't allow his disciples to take time off from their service to sit around him. That's why there's only one person with him. He won't allow anybody else. If there are any visitors in his room, then the visitors are listening to Hari Katha. Armoire. Okay. Seeing his austerity, which he does not consider as austerity, his disciples also live extremely simple. His disciples also live extremely simple lives in his maths, but the happiness that prevails there is an ideal to aspire for. My Gurudev also lived extremely simply. Like if you see his room in Jagannath Puri, he just used one of the really plain beds that was in the hotel, but it was like a really plain bed, and that's where he entered Nityalila on it, like the most plain looking thing possibly that other people used also. And but now I see, like with myself, and also during that time, all the brahmacharis lived very simply because my Gurudev was living so simply, and so it feels like, how could you live more opulently than your Gurudev, you know? But then now, since it's been so long, now I'm like have the latest technology and all these different opulences, and I see like with most people, or with lots of people, but see how important it is to have an acharya. Okay. Such an insignificant person am I. When Srila Purī Mahārāja's disciples told him that they wanted to write his biography, he thought it was a ridiculous idea. He laughed and joked about it. Among other things, he said, "Do you remember what my childhood nickname was? I was called Tinu because my mother brought me from the midwife for 3 cowrie shells." So that is what I am worth, 3 cowrie shells. But his disciples were insistent, despite the anecdote of the cowrie shells. Finally, he had to give in to his disciples and tell them some stories of his life. Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj and Shripad Bhakti Vidagdha Bhagavat Maharaj started taping interviews with him in Mayapur, and Shripad Gopinath Prabhu did so in Puri. Gopinath Prabhu also found a lot of old diaries, letters, and magazines. They had already been listening to his godbrothers and their disciples, taking notes and recording tapes. Someone who does not live at the Math came to interview Srila Purī Mahārāja. During a particular interview, no one was in the room except Mahārāja himself and Gopinath Prabhu. They did not know that the interviewer had left the tape recorder in the room by mistake and that it was still on. On returning to the room, the interviewer listened to the tape and heard Maharaj saying, "I don't understand why there should be a biography of myself. What good qualities do I have? It is so ridiculous. It makes me laugh. Why will anyone want to read my biography? Samanya Bhakti Ami. Such an insignificant person am I. These last words he said with such a sincere tone of humility in his voice that everyone who heard it was stunned. Tears came to their eyes, and they could not speak. Previously, they had heard that Sriman Mahaprabhu would tell his associates that seeing their humility, his heart was breaking. Now, seeing their Gurudev's humility, it became easier for them to understand how the humility of a pure devotee can break one's heart. Later, Srila Purī Maharaj wrote in a letter, I have a request for you. Please make sure this biography does not become a laughingstock because you have over-glorified me. I consider myself very inferior in knowledge, intelligence, and everything else. Yet I am forced to accept the honor from all of you. I am forced to accept the honor from all of you that is due to the president of Gopinath Gaudiya Math. I do not consider myself as guru. I have told all of you that I have offered you at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. Little sleep, continuous Harinam and Harikatha. All his life, he has been used to having very little sleep. In his childhood in Ganganandapur, every evening he used to go to Thakurbari, the house of Srila Bhakti Ratna Thakur, to participate in Kirtan, Harikatha, and Archan, deity worship. So he would go home late at night. Then, very early in the morning, he would leave home again to wake the deities in the Thakurbari and then return home before Kurumoshai was up and around. Remember, he was sneaking out because Kurumoshai couldn't know that he was going out. He would stop him. So then he would go very late at night and do kirtan and harikatha the whole night long. So this is his habit from childhood. Then when he was going to college, it took him a long time to commute every day from Kolkata to Jeshore by train and then walk home. So he had to stay up at night to study. When he joined the Math and was working at the Port Commission, he chose to work the night shift so that he could do his service in the Gaudiya Math during the day. Then, remember, he said that when he stopped his service, he said he begged Srila Prabhupada, let me continue the job. I promise that none of my services in the temple, which was already a crazy amount of service that he was doing, he said that I won't. My job will not interfere with all the services I'm doing in the temple room. So that's how he did it, is he'd take the night shift. Then, even after he resigned his job at the Port Commission, he would stay up at night in the Gaudiya Math to work on his editorial service. During the day, he had to deliver Harikatha, talk to people who came to the Math, and supervise the printing press. So he needed the quiet hours late at night to concentrate on his writing and editing. He has been using the greater part of the late evening and night for reading, writing, and chanting for over 80 years now. 80 years! That's a really long time! Yet, he always gets up early and follows his morning regimen of bathing, chanting, puja, and reading without fail. The holy name, the very essence of life. In Sri Gopinath Gaudiya Math in Purī, the last room on the top on the third floor, at the end of the veranda, is Srila Purī Mahārāja's room. Sometimes visitors will tiptoe outside his room to offer their obeisances in silence from outside. Mahārāja sits on his bed with his back to the door, so he cannot see them. But they hear a soft melodious drone coming from his room. That is Mahārāja's chanting the holy name. Today, in the previous program that we did today, we chanted along with his japa track. It's so beautiful. Like, I think Satya Mataji was mentioning that, right? His japa track is so beautiful. You can find that if you go to YouTube. Just type in Bhakti Pramoda Purī Maharaj japa, and you'll find it there. It's very nice to chant to. Okay, so he wrote in his Gaur Gopal Prashasti, Purayite manaskam sarva shakti dharanam অঘটন ঘটাইতে পারে, বিশ্বাস করিয়া তারে যে বা আশ্রয় নিতে পারে, নাম প্রভু উদ্ধারয় তারে. That's verse 27 of Gaur Gopal Prashasti. The holy name possesses all potency to fulfill one's desire. It can make the impossible happen. It can make the impossible happen. If anyone takes shelter of the holy name with faith, the Supreme Lord, in the form of his name, will rescue that person. The holy name can fulfill all desires, but the devotees have only one desire, to serve the Lord. And the more they chant the holy name with attention and without offenses, the more this desire to serve increases. Many obstacles may come to their path, but the Lord will rescue them. All a devotee has to do is take the holy name with faith. Whenever Mahārāja is not reading, writing, or delivering Harikatha, he is chanting. Even when he played the pastime of being very ill and had to be hospitalized, he never stopped chanting the holy name. His doctors and nurses were amazed to see this. They always felt very fortunate to be attending to such a great saint. They never treated him like an ordinary patient, but with the same kind of love and reverence they would give to their guru. Some of them wanted initiation from him, but as usual, he is reluctant to make many disciples. He is always instructing his disciples to cultivate an attachment to the holy name, to take the holy name every day as much as possible, and to steadily increase the number of rounds. He says, "You all should chant Harinam as much as you can. Let there be attachment for Harinam. That will come from chanting the name more and more. While chanting the name of Hari, one should not think of anything other than Hari. Attachment for the holy name will result in attachment for Krishna, because the Lord and his name are non-different. The symptom of Shuddhanam, of taking the holy name in a pure mood, is that the tongue does not want to give up the name. Night and day, one can think of nothing but Krishna. Are we taking the holy name in that way?" Then he says, "Sometimes when chanting the holy name or listening to Harikatha, some emotion may come, some tears may come. At that time, one must not think, 'Oh, I have become a great devotee.' As soon as one thinks that, it will be the cause of one's downfall." I think I remember reading something in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. It said something like, what is it? Like, I might be getting this wrong, so don't like quote me on this, but there's something in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu that was saying like a more novice practitioner, or lesser devotee, more junior devotee, whatever. It's like a little like the water in a calf's hoof print. So the tiniest little agitation you do to the water, you'll see effect of the water, like it will splash or whatever. But the mature devotee, the advanced devotee, they are like the ocean. And in the ocean, even if you throw a big boulder in it, it doesn't, the ocean still remains completely calm and pure. So for just because you're feeling some emotion when you're doing something in devotional service, it's like that. It's like the smallest agitation to water will make us feel, like that. But somebody who's really deep and very, then, yeah, and we hear the example of Rupa Gosvāmī sitting in the Harikatha, that, there's, who is it? I think it was Raghunath Bhatta Goswami was speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, and everybody in the audience was crying and displaying so many emotions. But Srila Rupa Goswami, he was sitting there, and he wasn't showing any kind of emotion at all. Just complete, dead, nothing. No emotion, no nothing. But then they brought, and he was so absorbed that he wasn't aware of the external world. But it seems like he wasn't, experiencing any emotion. He wasn't moved by what was going on. But when they put a piece of cotton in front of his nose, they saw that the cotton wasn't moving and that he wasn't breathing at all. He just completely stopped breathing. So that's, Then he says, sometimes when chanting the holy name, I just read that. Yeah. So as soon as one thinks that he's a great devotee, because he starts feeling some emotion, then it will be the cause of one's downfall. And I think sometimes we get little tiny, by the mercy of Sri Guru and, our Guru Varga, that we'll get they'll give us just a little feeling. And that's what keeps us wanting to stay on the path of bhakti, and it was like these little tiny bits of mercy that they give us and we feel something. But we have to understand that that's not because we're just a great devotee or that, oh wow, I'm such a great devotee that I'm crying in this thing. No, it's and that's usually for me, that's usually what comes in my mind, and that shows actually how much. Anyways, whatever. I'm going on too long. Life purifying Harikatha from a pure devotee. Lalita Didi felt her heart was too heavy with her material problems. She decided to approach her Guru Maharaj and reveal her heart completely, without any reservation. This was an act of courage on her part, because she didn't know if it was right to contaminate her Guru Maharaj's environment with her own material problems. Yet once she started revealing her heart, she just could not stop. Tears flowed, and so did the pent-up feelings of many years. Her Guru Maharaj listened to every word with great patience, and comforted her with his tender, affectionate words. Then he spoke Krishna Katha to her on a higher level than he had ever done before, and her many years of grief were blown away like the leaves in the wind. This was not an uncommon experience among her god brothers and god sisters. Yet everyone felt their experience was unique, that they received very special mercy. Almost from the moment anyone enters his room, he started giving them Harikatha. A mood of such intimacy prevails that the listeners feel this to be a very personal communication. The listeners feel that Maharaj is revealing his heart to them because of his affection for them. On hearing Harikatha from him, a sincere person feels, this is not just some story. It is the most beautiful experience in life, and I am connected to it. By listening to his Harikatha with Shraddha, with loving faith, fortunate souls have felt real changes in their thoughts, feelings, and lives, changes which have amazed them. Those things which were hard to give up, such as anger and pride, seem easier to give up now. By hearing Srila Purī Maharaj, one can glimpse the kind of love that a pure devotee has for Hari, Guru, and the Vaishnavas. Indeed, for all living souls. More amazingly, one can cultivate such love in one's own heart. Those things that are not on the plane of pure devotion, but to which one is still attached, such as money, family life, name and fame, and sense gratification, can now be seen in their true perspective. Simultaneously, one feels that one could not be like Maharaj for even one moment. When Srila Purī Maharaj speaks Harikatha, it is easy to see that he is not the inhabitant of a particular place or time. By his own emotions, his own connection with the inconceivably sweet and eternal pastimes of Krishna, it can be seen that internally he is living in those pastimes. Then one feels one's own connection to Krishna's intimate interactions with his devotees. Yeah, being connected to somebody who's so intimately connected with Krishna, that's our connection to Krishna. Perhaps Mahārāja is remembering the pastime of Krishna's reunification with the Vrajavasis. After being separated from Krishna for so long, the Vrajavasis go to see him at Kurukshetra. Nanda Maharaj says, "Gopal, my son," and can say nothing more. His voice choked as he embraces Gopal. Mother Yashoda's face is flooded with tears, and she also cannot say what is in her heart. Radharani sees Krishna, her beloved, her life and soul, in the garb of a king among elephants, horses, and kshatriyas. Her heart hankers to see Krishna on the sandy banks of the Yamuna, in the forest of Vrindavan, wearing a garland of wildflowers and playing his flute among peacocks and deer. She asks Krishna with her voice full of tears, "It took you so long to remember me?" One who has heard Mahārāja saying this with his own voice full of tears can never forget this. Or perhaps he is telling the story of Sudama, the poor Brahman who is Krishna's childhood friend. Sudama, with his heart trembling with love and anticipation, Sudama finally sees Krishna after a long, arduous journey. And Krishna, the Supreme Lord of the universe, seats Sudama on his own beloved bedstead and washes his feet. Then Krishna, along with Queen Rukmini, feeds him with loving care and makes him comfortable. Krishna sits close to his long-lost dear friend and reminisces about their childhood. Krishna asks Sudama in an intimate tone, "Sakha, beloved friend, do you remember those childhood days?" When Mahārāja talks about this, you feel he is there, and you are also there. Many years later, it suddenly rings in your ear, in Mahārāja's tear-filled voice, Radharani saying to Krishna, "It took you so long to remember me?" Or Krishna's tender words to Sudama, "My friend, do you remember those childhood days?" Yeah, when you hear something from somebody who's actually seen and experienced something, it's very different than somebody who's just talking about something, some theoretical thing that they've heard one time or something. And not only that, any words coming from the pure devotee is imbued with, it's like Krishna is non-different from his name, and also Krishna is non-different from his glories that are his guna is non-different from him. And so when you hear that guna from somebody who's fully connected and realized Krishna, they are directly giving you Krishna. It's not just any, it's something very special. Sri Gopinath, the maintainer of the mat. Once, when Srila Purī Mahārāja was sitting in his room in Mayapur, his disciples asked him how the mat would be maintained in the future. Srila Purī Mahārāja said, "We must first maintain our bhajan and preaching. Then Lord Gopinath will maintain his mat." Very important point. He looked out the window. Outside, white clouds were floating in a clear blue sky. Trees were shimmering in the sunshine and swaying in a gentle breeze, and birds were chirping everywhere. Srila Purī Mahārāja said, "This morning, a bird was sitting outside my window. I very much wanted to feed it some prasad, but the bird was out of my reach. What could I do? In a few moments, I saw that bird inside my room on my floor. Then I gave it some prasad, and it ate that." So, it was Lord Gopinath who fed the bird. Gopinath is our Lord, and he is the Lord of the universe. He feeds even the birds. What do we have to worry about? Sri Gopinath will take care of us. That's so beautiful. Imagine what a fortunate bird that was. Okay, so now we come to the final, not the final chapter, chapter 6, the final pastime. So I think we've read now for an hour, and we'll read for the last half hour, we'll read this. The final pastime. Srila Bhakti Pramoda Puri Goswami says, "It seems that the sun of my lifespan is going to set very soon. O merciful Gurudev, your heart is so full of mercy, forgiving all my offenses that I have committed knowingly and unknowingly. Please give me an eternal refuge at your lotus feet. On April 28th, 1999, in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham, around 3 o'clock in the morning, Srila Puri Maharaj said he was not feeling well. Then he felt very restless. Around 5 o'clock, he seemed to play the pastime of being gravely ill. Sripad Gopinath Prabhu went out to look for a doctor. Fortunately, he found Dr. Sarat Kumar Mahapatra on his morning walk. Dr. Mahapatra had been treating Srila Puri Maharaj for a few years. He came and examined Maharaj. Then Srila Bhakti Ballabhatirtha Maharaj's disciple, Vidyapati Prabhu, who is also a doctor, came from Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math to see Srila Puri Maharaj. Then Dr. K.C. Baral of Puri Hospital also came to see him. Previously, when Srila Puri Maharaj had experienced extreme breathing difficulty, he had felt relief by taking the medicine prescribed by Dr. Boral. The doctor recommended that Srila Puri Maharaj be admitted to the Kalinga hospital, but it was not possible for him to be admitted immediately. Journey to Kolkata. Later that evening, Sripad Sundar Krishna Prabhu and Sripad Govinda Prabhu flew in from Kolkata and brought with them Dr. S.K. Vishwas, who recommended that Srila Puri Maharaj be hospitalized in Kolkata. That night, a meeting took place to decide what to do. By 1 o'clock in the morning, they had gained admission for Srila Puri Maharaj at the Bellevue Hospital in Kolkata with the help of Dr. Vishwas. So, on the 29th of April, they flew to Kolkata from Bhubaneswar with Srila Puri Maharaj. An ambulance was waiting for him at the airport. The airport authorities let them go straight to the hospital on arrival without going through any formalities. Srila Puri Maharaj was in that hospital for 1 month. The whole time, he was chanting loudly whenever he could. Most of the time, he was chanting the Mahamantra, while at other times, he would chant some verses. The doctors and nurses were amazed by his constant chanting. They felt so much reverence for him. They treated him like their guru. Some of them wanted to take initiation from him, but of course that was not possible. So even when he was playing the pastime of grave illness, he was actually preaching about the path of devotion. The hospital allowed a group of devotees under the leadership of Sripad Gopinath Prabhu to be in charge of Maharaja's care, rotating in shifts. Every day, Sripad Gopinath Prabhu was with Maharaj all evening and all night. Phone calls came from all over the world at every hour of the day, and the hospital was very cooperative and helpful about receiving these phone calls. If anyone was put through to the phone in his room, they heard Srila Puri Maharaj chanting loudly in the background. Many Vaishnavas came from all the other mats, including Srila Puri Maharaj's beloved godbrother, Param Pujapad Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Maharaj. Even though Srila Puri Maharaj was not speaking very much at that time, seeing Srila Santa Maharaj, he requested him to take some prasad. Not only devotees, but people from all walks of life came to see Srila Puri Maharaj or inquired about him. Again, the staff of the hospital was very accommodating to the visitors. There's a beautiful picture of Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Pramoda Puri Goswami Maharaj together, and also Srila Bhakti Vigyam Bharati Goswami Maharaj. Sripad Sundar Krishna Prabhu and his wife, Malini Didi, sent prasadam, such as boiled apples and chana, to the hospital for Srila Puri Maharaj. They had been serving Srila Puri Maharaj with great devotion for many years. Before Sripad Sundar Krishna Prabhu even got initiated, Srila Puri Maharaj included him in the governing body. Wherever there was a need for money, Shripad Sundar Krishna Prabhu donated it quite generously. Years before, when Srila Puri Maharaj was staying in Kolkata, Malini Didi used to bring his favorite things, such as Panchmukhi kochu, yam, from Assam, and Atapachaler muri. Okay, puffed rice. A type of puffed rice. When Maharaj first played his pastime of illness, Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj was preaching in South India. Within 3 or 4 days after Maharaj was admitted to the hospital, he managed to come back from a very remote village near Madurai. Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj and all the other devotees stayed at the Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math in Kolkata whenever they were not in the hospital. Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Maharaj, the Acharya of Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math, was very concerned about Srila Puri Maharaj's health, and as usual, Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math made accommodation for Srila Puri Maharaj's disciples. Srila Hrishikesh Maharaj, who is very devoted to Srila Puri Maharaj, met the needs of his disciples and let them use the Math phone at all hours of the day and night to communicate with devotees from all over the world. In addition to telephone communications, Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj had to receive and send emails all over the world. Srila Puri Maharaj's disciple, Mr. Murthy, a chartered accountant who does the accounting and bookkeeping of Gopinath Gaudiya Math, let Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj use his office and send emails on his behalf from his own email address. Shripad, during that time, email I don't think was very common in 1999, right? Shripad Ramdas Prabhu, who also came from California, sent emails to the Western devotees about the condition of Srila Puri Maharaj's health. Devotees all over the world were very concerned about his health and started praying night and day for his speedy recovery. Srila Puri Maharaj's householder disciples, such as Sadashiv Prabhu, that's Uma Sankar Chakravarti, his wife Lalita Didi, and their son Mukunda, helped bring Maharaj's medicine and other supplies. Many people in Kolkata remarked that Srila Puri Maharaj played this pastime of being ill only to give his darshan and mercy to the residents of Kolkata. On the 27th of May, Srila Puri Maharaj was released from the hospital, but he was not strong enough to fly back to Puri yet. Shripad Govinda Prabhu, that's Sri Govinda Banerjee, arranged for Srila Puri Maharaj and his entourage of devotees to come and stay in a flat he owned at 190 Sharat Bose Road, Kolkata. Here again, Srila Puri Maharaj kept chanting whenever he could, and his disciples sang kirtan during all his waking hours. Srila Puri Maharaj always expressed his delight and satisfaction hearing the kirtan. Return to Puri. Return to Puri. One second, just drinking some water. On the 4th of July, Srila Puri Maharaj flew back to Bhubaneswar with Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj, Dinabandhu Prabhu, Madhav Priya Prabhu, Krishna Kripa Prabhu, Ramdas Prabhu, and Dr. S.K. Bishwas. After coming to Puri by the mercy of Sri Sri Jagannath Dev, Srila Puri Maharaj's health condition improved a lot. Then, after some time, he gave up taking prasad, so he had to be fed with a tube. Yet he was chanting and was inquiring about the condition of the mat. Oh, by the way, we all know Madhav Priya Prabhu, but Krishna Kripa Prabhu is Siddhanti Maharaj. Our Bhaktivedanta Siddhanti Maharaj. Okay. On the 13th of September, Srila Puri Maharaj's 101st Vyas Puja was held with great festivity in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham. As usual, Vaishnav devotees came from all over India and all over the world. Among the Vaishnavacharyas who came from other mats were his beloved godbrother, Param Pujapad Srila Bhakti Kumud Santa Maharaj, and his longtime associate, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj. Arrangements were made for devotees to stay outside of the mat, so that the mat would remain as quiet as before, in consideration of Srila Purī Mahārāj's health. The spiritual assembly was held in the adjoining open field. A few days before, that's so nice, there's so much consideration. A few days before the Vyas Puja festival, Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj approached his Gurudev to submit a request. Maharaj, many Vaishnavas are coming to participate in your Vyas Puja festival. We know you are too weak to go there, but would you like to say something to them? Srila Purī Maharaj indicated his inability to give a speech. He said, "My voice has now become like that of a duck." Then he continued to chant. According to his desire, some disciples were always reading aloud or singing kirtan in his room. They were reading aloud or singing kirtan in his room. On the 14th of September, Srila Purī Maharaj became gravely ill again. Dr. B.N. Acharya of Cuttack came to take care of his health with great love and respect. Srila Purī Maharaj's health improved a lot after this. Seeing his condition improving, his loving disciples started feeling some hope that perhaps Srila Purī Maharaj would give up his pastime of being ill and play his pastime of being well again and live on this planet for a few more years. But looking back, it seems there were some indications of his imminent departure as well that no one wanted to think about. Even before his illness in April, when he was quite well, one evening he suddenly told Sri Gopinath Prabhu, he said, "I have become very old now, and my body has become useless due to my old age. I would love to have a new body now to continue my service." Of course, he meant he wanted to die and take another birth. But his disciples knew that for him to have a new body would mean that he would go back to Krishna Loka, where he came from. When he was in the Bellevue hospital in Kolkata, sometimes he would say, "I do not want anything more." Furthermore, even though he was now in a peaceful, stable condition, the fact remains that he had given up taking prasad orally. Yes, Satya Mataji?
Bellevue Hospital.
Oh, Bellevue Hospital. Okay, sorry. Bellevue Hospital. So every time his disciples requested him to take prasad, he said no. On top of all this, towards the end of October, the coast of Orissa went through the worst cyclone in recorded history. All these inauspicious signs were present, but those who loved him so dearly hoped against hope. Construction of the Puri temple had begun, and the devotees hoped that Srila Purī Maharaj would remain long enough to see the finished temple. Towards the end of October, Srila Purī Maharaj was playing his pastime of being well. Devotees all over the world started to feel relieved. Many of them had wanted to be near him during the past few months. But Srila Purī Maharaj did not like his disciples to take time off from their service and be around him for months because he was not well. Srila Purī Maharaj's fame had spread to many parts of the world. Many spiritual seekers had not seen him, but had heard of him and read his books. They desperately wanted initiation from him while he was still on this planet. Many of them could not afford to travel to India, so they had been requesting Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj to come from India and give them Ritvik initiation on behalf of Srila Purī Maharaj. Seeing that Srila Purī Maharaj's condition was improving, Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj decided to go to Florida in the United States and Bolivia in South America. So that kind of Ritvik initiation is bona fide when the Acharya is still present on the planet. Devotees from different parts of the United States went to Florida to meet Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj and take Ritvik initiation from him. One devotee, Greg Haraz of New York, Later, Sri Gauridas Prabhu said, "I feel so attracted to Srila Purī Maharaj. I feel I have seen him. I feel his mercy in my heart. I feel he is so exalted, he can give his mercy to someone he has not seen." Even though at first it seemed very difficult for Sripad Bodhayan Maharaj to obtain a visa to travel to Bolivia, later, thanks to the help and determination of Yashoda Didi, the immigration authorities faxed him a visa on a Sunday. When Sripad Bodhayan Maharaj went to Bolivia, he felt his Gurudev's blessings as he received a very warm welcome. He was interviewed on television, and a favorable article appeared in the newspaper. This made the newly initiated Bolivian devotees very hopeful. From there, Sripad Bodhayan Maharaj proceeded to Hawaii. In the meantime, in Puri, Sripad Gopinath Prabhu felt blessed by receiving this happy news from overseas and seeing Srila Puri Maharaj's condition improving. He wanted to help those who were less fortunate, such as the victims of the cyclone, so he joined in the relief effort. He started taking prasad and supplies to the worst-hit areas in a van with a few devotee volunteers. He spoke with Sripad Bodhayan Maharaj on the telephone on a regular basis. The doctors and nurses who were looking after Srila Puri Maharaj all felt that his condition was stable or improving each day. A chest x-ray was done on the 3rd of November, and blood tests were done on the 4th of November, and there was no hint of any illness. Every morning, Srila Puri Maharaj was being bathed, and every evening he used to sit on a chair. Sripad Dinabandhu Prabhu wrote in his diary that on the 10th of November, when he was giving Srila Puri Maharaj a massage, Srila Puri Maharaj said, "Baba, not so hard." He continued to chant softly night and day, and wanted to hear Harikatha and Kirtan all the time. The disappearance Leela. Sunday, the 21st of November, was a normal day in every respect. That night, Sripad Bhakti Prasad Prabhu and Srimati Haripriya Didi were in charge of serving Srila Puri Maharaj between 10 o'clock in the evening and 2 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, at 1:40, Haripriya Didi saw some danger coming. She told Bhakti Prasad Prabhu, "Call everybody." So Bhakti Prasad Prabhu rang the bell, and hearing this summons, Dinabandhu Prabhu, Madhav Priya Prabhu, Raseshwar Prabhu, and Radhesham Prabhu immediately came to Srila Puri Maharaj's room. Sripad Gopinath Prabhu did not hear the bell as he was downstairs. He was supposed to take his turn serving Srila Puri Maharaj from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning. But by the mercy of Srila Puri Maharaj, he arrived a few minutes before 2 o'clock. Then he started singing, "Jai Prabhupada, Jai Nrsingadev, Jai Jagannath, Jai Ananta Vasudev. Please protect us." Srila Puri Maharaj was lying very peacefully, chanting softly. Gopinath Prabhu continued singing kirtan softly. Sripad Dinabandhu Prabhu was checking Srila Puri Maharaj's pulse. At 2:10, Srila Puri Maharaj stopped breathing. Dinabandhu Prabhu told Gopinath Prabhu, "Srila Guru Maharaj has left." Then Gopinath Prabhu held Srila Puri Maharaj's right hand, hoping that his pulse would Then Gopinath Prabhu held Srila Puri Maharaj's right hand, hoping that his pulse would return. But that did not happen. Dr. Mahapatra was called. He said, "Nothing can be done now." The sound of crying began all over the mutt. On November 22nd, 1999, at 2:10 a.m. in Sri Jagannath Puri Dham, Om Vishnupad, Jagadguru Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Dev Gosvāmī Mahārāja disappeared from this world to join Lord Krishna's Ras dance pastime the following night. At 2:30, Gopinath Prabhu called Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj at Rasaraj Prabhu and Devamayī Didi's house in America, where Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj had arrived the night before from Hawaii to give them the news of Gurudev's departure. Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj had spoken with Shripad Gopinath Prabhu a few hours earlier, and everything had been fine in Puri. Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj's godbrothers and godsisters were visiting him. When Gopinath Prabhu called again so soon, the devotees became apprehensive. When Gopinath Prabhu was asked, "Is Guru Maharaj all right?" he remained silent for a few moments. Then he said in a broken voice, "We have lost Srila Guru Maharaj." Then Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj was given the phone. He was so shocked, he was speechless. At last, amidst the sound of crying in the room, Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj said, "There is no way I can reach in India in time, so you please perform the final rites on my behalf." The devotees in Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj's association did not remain alone in their grief. As the news spread like forest fire, phone calls came from all over the world. Within a few hours, Shama Didi and Mahalakshmi Didi came and informed Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj that very evening a ceremony honoring Srila Puri Maharaj had taken place at the Berkeley ISKCON temple, a few miles from where he was. At 3 o'clock, Gopinath Prabhu began calling all the other branches of Sri Gopinath Gaudiya Math in India to give them the news. He contacted Shripad Sadhu Maharaj, Trilochan Prabhu, and Nitai Prabhu in Mayapur, Shripad Bhakti Ujjwal Muni Maharaj and Pradyumna Prabhu in Vrindavan, and Ramananda Prabhu and Purushottam Prabhu in Kolkata. Then he called all the other Gaudiya Maths. Devotees all over India and all over the world were overwhelmed with grief. Dr. Mahapatra wrote the death certificate around 4 o'clock in the morning. Gopinath Prabhu sent the certificate to the police station to get their permission to take Srila Puri Maharaj's transcendental body out of the state of Orissa to Sri Dham Mayapur, West Bengal. Then they had to figure out how to get to Mayapur. They tried to book a flight or make a reservation on a train. None of these things was possible on such short notice. So Gopinath Prabhu sent a young man named Bablu, who had been sent by Pujapad Gopinath Kutia, a panda from the Jagannath temple, and Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj's nephew, Babulal, to rent a van. They talked to many car rental agencies. At last, Lalit Prabhu, a disciple of Srila Puri Maharaj's godbrother, Pujapad Srila Bhakti Prapanna Damodar Maharaj, arranged for a Tata Sumo van. Shripad Gopinath Prabhu decided to leave behind. He decided to leave behind in Puri Shripad Yashodananda Prabhu to look after the mat, Shripad Anadi Prabhu to worship the deities, and Shripad Kamala Krishna Prabhu to cook the bhog for the deities. The van arrived at Sri Gopinath Gaudiya Math in Chakratirtha on the 22nd of November at 8:30 in the morning. Many devotees came from every mat. A lot of local people also came for one last darshan. Pujapad Sri Gopinath Kutia brought the flag and garlands from Sri Jagannath temple and placed them on Srila Puri Maharaj's head and neck. Sri Gopinath Kutia has been very devoted to Srila Puri Maharaj. His father, Pujapad Sri Hanuman Kutia, had been designated as the Gaudiya Math Panda by Srila Prabhupada himself. Sri Gopinath Kutia would sometimes ask Shripad Bodhayan Maharaj and other disciples of Srila Puri Maharaj to bring different things for Lord Jagannath, such as mangoes from Kolkata. The devotees of Gopinath Gaudiya Math are always interacting with the servitors of Sri Jagannath Temple in a joyous and festive mood. But now, the servitors of Lord Jagannath were crying to see Srila Puri Maharaj leaving Puri Dham for the last time. Journey to Sri Dham Mayapur. 1 second, I'm just gonna see how long this is to the end. Okay, it's actually like a few pages, and so maybe we should end here today, and we can hear about his journey to Sridham Mayapur and the Samadhi ceremony. We can hear about that. We could read that tomorrow, because I don't want to go over time too much. Yeah. Unless you want me to continue on, I can continue on. But you can. Yeah. Okay. Let's stop for now, and then we'll continue on tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Sachinandan Gaura Hare, Sachinandan Jaya Gaura Hare, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Devi, Jaya Sudarshana, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Devi, Jaya Sudarshana, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, Jaya Bhakti Pramoda Śrīla Purī Gosvāmī, Bhakti Pramoda, Jaya Purī Gosvāmī, Jaya Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī, Bhakti Pramoda Śrīla Purī Gosvāmī, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Shnitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki Jai. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai, Shri Radha Gopinath Ju ki Jai, Shri Ananta Vasudev ki Jai, Golokanath ki Jai. Shri Hari Nityal Pravishto Vishnupad Ashvatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Shri Guru Deva ki Jai, Nityal Pravishto Vishnupad Ashvatara Shata Shishmar Shri Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Nityal Pravishto Vishnupad Ashvatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Nityal Pravishto Vishnupad Ashvatara Shata Shishmar Shri Bhakti Pramoda Purī Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Nityal Pravishto Vishnupad Ashvatara Shata Shishmar Shri Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Nityal Pravishto Vishnupad Ashvatara Shata Shishmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai, Prabhupada Parshad Vrinda ki Jai, Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Shri Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai, Nityal Pravishta Shri Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai, Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Srila Baladev Vijbhushan Prabhu ki Jai, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki Jai, Srila Nartam Srinivas Ramananda Prabhu Trai ki Jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pad ki Jai, Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shar Goswami Prabhu ki Jai, Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanantari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki Jai, Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai, Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Sarva Abhishta Pradatta Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki Jai, Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi ki Jai, Shri Purnamasi Yoga Maya ki Jai, Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, A Life of Devotion ki Jai, Jai Srila Bhakti Pramoda Purī Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Bhakti Pramoda Purī Goswami Maharaj's Samadhi Mandir ki Jai, Shri all the god brothers of Srila Bhakti Pramoda Purī Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, all the followers of Srila Bhakti Pramoda Purī Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, anyone who gives any honor to Srila Bhakti Pramoda Purī Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyaya Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyayevacha Patitanam Pavane Bhyo Vaishnave Bhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, all devotees. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, Satya Mataji. Hari Bol, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Rukmini Didi, Champak Mataji. Hari Bol, everybody. And let me check on YouTube and Facebook. 1 second. Mahibart Prabhu, Dandavat pranams Mahibart Prabhu, and Vidyalalasa Didi, Kuruna Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, Sudevi Didi, and all the other devotees watching there. If you write a comment, then I can see who you are, your name. Hi, Dandavat pranams everybody. So tomorrow we will, tomorrow we will continue on reading from this beautiful book, A Life of Devotion. We only have a little bit more left about the Samadhi festival, bringing Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Maharaj to Mayapur, and then all the festival that took place. And then after that, in the book, what happened to? Anyways, after that, in the book, we will read different offerings and stories told by various devotees about Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Maharaj. Yes. So. All right, if anybody, yes, what was that?
Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for letting me have this opportunity. If anybody has any last things they want to say before I end the video, now is a chance. No? Okay. All right, so see you all tomorrow. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Pramoda Purī Gosvāmī Maharaj ki jai. Hari Bol.
Jai ho, jai ho.
Jai.
Thank you.
Thank you.